Mr. John Kioli, you are the chairman of the Kenya Climate Change Working Group. What are you expecting will happen in Kenya as a result of climate change?
Climate change in Kenya is very real because of factors that are linked to agriculture. When you look at the food crops that we get from Kenya, for example, coffee, tea, they are all reliant on climate conditions. If we get an increase of even 2 degrees, that means the coffee that we used to get will never be gotten again. The tourism sector is a nature-based kind of tourism. That means people come to see our wildlife. They come to see our nature. It means that if our nature is destroyed because of climate change, we cannot see any more wildlife. There will be no reason for tourists to come to Kenya. There will be no reason for us to go to Mombasa anymore because the beaches will have been swallowed by the, by the water. But when I come back to the issue of access, because I think it has been well dealt by my colleagues here, access to energy in Kenya, because I also belong to the Alliance of Civil Society in Clean Energy Access, which is an alliance of about 26 international organizations. We define access in terms of poverty. When you talk about electricity connection, whom are you talking about? Who is able to pay? The person who is paid to pay, first of all, connection. Secondly, is able to pay, say, $20 every month to be able to get light. So for us, access is linked to poverty. It's linked to that cooking stove that is very cheap, that can make me deal with charcoal in a better way, so that I can use less charcoal, I can cut less trees. That translates to about 82% of the urban society in my country use charcoal. That means that even the people who produce charcoal do not use charcoal. They export it to the towns. So access is more of looking at smaller things like solar lanterns, cooking stoves which are improved, so that those people who are not able to get connection to electricity are able to get their power, are able to get affordable power, are able to be exposed to renewable energy, are able to get an efficient power supply.
Right. Well, you are very, very right, of course, to make the bridge also to the energy situation when we start talking about climate change. But let me still come back for one moment to the climate change challenges. The impacts that you described for your country are very severe. Is your country trying to adopt adaptation measures? And if so, what are the major challenges?
In fact, I'm happy to say that our country is one of the countries in Africa that is already having a climate change bill in Parliament now. It's having already a climate change policy that is just waiting for assentment. And I think for me, the issue of policy, the issue of legislation tools are a major challenge to African countries, because that is the only way that you can have a framework to have a basket of even managing funding in terms of climate change. But the main things, when you look at the challenges right now in Kenya, is the issue of, unpredictable climate, unpredictable weather. Right now, it's flooding in Kenya, and there was any instrument that could be able to predict that there will be flooding. And this has direct impact on infrastructure. The government is spending a lot of money on infrastructure. The government is spending a lot of money on issues of, that can be avoided if the climate change has not affected us that much. So I would say that issues of policy is one of the things that we have captured as a country. We have done a strategy on climate change, and we think these are probably best tools to manage issues of climate change. But as it is, the country is spending a lot of money in managing issues of climate change, so we are not yet there. Yes.